Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Nikki, aka Ada Canada. So today makes it exactly 6 years since I have been in Canada. On this day 6 years ago, I set foot into Canada. I have been here consistently, no leave, no transfer. To be honest, I didn't plan this video. I don't have any scripts planned out. I just woke up today and I was like, I wanted to film a video, talk about my 6-year experience in Canada, share my story. Most of you guys already know my story, especially if you've been following me since the beginning. I have shared a few of my personal stories in previous videos. You should definitely check those out. I am happy, honestly. It goes to show that time does fly by. I think I'm just going to wing it basically. But yeah, so generally I'm happy for the most part. I have grown. I have achieved so many things that I never thought I would be able to achieve. I've failed, I've made mistakes. At the end of the day, I'm here, and the most important thing is that I am grown. Like, I have grown. This experience has been, for the most part, a blessing. Leaving Nigeria has been a blessing. It's one of the best things that has ever happened to me, one of the best decisions that I've ever made for myself, for my future, and I'm just generally all round happy. I think I'm going to start off by talking about my lessons. So some of the lessons that I've learned in my 6-year journey in Canada. Well, I've learned so many lessons, but just to keep this video short and cute, I'm just going to be talking about the main ones. One of the most important lessons I learned is networking. Guys, it's very important to network when you're here, and that is something that I did not do. Basically, networking is just you building a network, building like a relationship with people, with friends, with the people in your class if you came in as a student, or the people at work. You know, just try to form connections, try to build relationships, form friendships, and just get to know people. Networking can take you far. When I was doing my masters, when I came here, networking was just very new to me. I mean, I knew about networking, but just because this is a new environment and with the whole culture shock, I was just like really very closed, very shut off. I found it very difficult talking to people, found it very difficult making friends with people, even in my class. Like, I can tell you for a fact that now I do not have anybody's number for my class. Like, I don't even talk to anybody from my class. That's how bad it is, and it is something that I regret, because I wish that I was more open. I wish I was more, at least, outgoing instead of just shut off and just being in class. Because now I don't know where my classmates are. I don't know anything about them. Like, we're not friends. I don't know what they're doing. The little that I know is what I see from LinkedIn, and that's just from the few that are on LinkedIn, right? I don't know what anybody is doing. So it's really important. Try to build connections with people. Try to form friendship, because you never really know like where it's going to take you. I'm working on myself now. Obviously, I'm doing a lot better than I was 5 years ago, but I'm just giving it now as a lesson and advice for you. You might be looking for a job, and somebody from somewhere who knows you or has met you before will mention your name in a crowd full of opportunities, and that is how your door will open. And I understand that being a Christian, we have to trust God, we have to have faith and rely in God and hope in God and pray to God for favors and pray to God for a job, pray to God for, you know, opportunities that we are looking forward to. But at the same time, while you're praying, I just feel like just get to know people, right? It doesn't hurt. What's the worst that can happen, right? The worst that can happen is you don't know anybody. There are people who get jobs without knowing anybody from inside of the company. I've been in that kind of situation before, where I didn't know anybody before and I actually got a job without having to know anybody. It's good to have that network of friendships. It's good to have that communication, people that you talk to. It might not be every day. God can use one of your networks to bless you. One other lesson that I've learned is to not be afraid to stand up for yourself and for what you want. This advice is more so for people of minority. For example, somebody like myself, a person of color. Obviously, we're in a country that is dominated by Caucasians, and so people of minority tend to struggle a bit when it comes to resources or when it comes to opportunities and just things that is supposed to be equitable for all. You don't really get equity all the time. You don't really get equitable distribution of resources or things. So in any aspect, in every aspect of your life, just always learn to speak up for yourself. If you are being wronged, if you know there's some form of injustice going on and you know you're innocent, don't be afraid to speak up for yourself. Don't cower, don't hide yourself, right? Just speak up and stand up for what you know is right. Pick and choose your battles wisely. I'm not saying go and start fighting with anybody or everybody you see, but like if you just see something that's been done that is not fair, any kind of injustice, just learn to speak up. Also know the right time and the right place to do it. If somebody has wronged you, learn to communicate and let the person know that this is what they're doing, that you don't find it funny, because if you don't speak up, then people will continue to ride on you or ride over you. People will take your kindness for granted. People will take your generosity for granted. People will take your ability to help others when in need for granted. So really very important, stand up for yourself. Stand up and fight for yourself. Fight for what you want. Fight for justice. Fight for equity. Do it in a peaceful way though. Don't be ratchet. I'll give you an example. There was this one of my former jobs where I used to work at a lab. I used to be in environmental sciences, and there was a promotional position that was put up, and I think I had spent like only 3 months at that company, and so I wanted to apply for that promotional position. And normally what companies do when it comes to hiring is they always seek internal candidates first for a particular position, and if they can't find any internal candidates, they would go out to look for an external candidate. So I declared my interest to my manager then at that time, because I've been there for 3 months, so I felt, you know, I would try my luck. What's the worst that can happen? The worst that can happen is they'll tell me no. I was ready to do whatever it takes. If you wanted to do an exam, if you wanted to do a test, if you wanted to do an interview, I was ready to take that interview. And my manager looked at me dead on in the face and said, I don't think you're capable of doing this position. And I was really very gobsmacked. I was so shocked. I was so dumbfounded that somebody would say that. How can you know that I'm not capable of performing this job in this new position if you don't try? She didn't really test me. I didn't receive any training. I didn't receive any tests. I didn't even get to do an interview, right? So where is that judgment coming from? And that's one of the major injustices that I experienced, because at the end of the day, they brought in someone from outside who had only spent 2 weeks in the same position that I'd spent. So technically I'm senior because I got hired first. This guy literally came 3.5 months after I started that job, and within 2 weeks he already was promoted to that position. So I was really very upset, angry, and after that scenario my mind was just completely shut down from that place. I didn't feel like I wanted to continue working there. However, I was tied down by wanting to get my permanent residence, so I had to just suck it up and stay there. This was so unfair, and I just don't know why. Up to this day, I just don't know why my manager said that. She should have tested me. She should have like given me a chance to prove whether I could do the job for the new position or not, but she did not. If you want to do something, do it equally. Now another thing that I've learned major is do you, the world will adjust. Be you, the world will adjust. Whatever it is you want to do, just be yourself. Here in Canada, that's one of the lessons that I've learned. Be yourself, do you, the world is going to adjust. Anything you want to do that you know is going to be beneficial to your future, don't listen to the naysayers, don't listen to any form of negative talk. As long as what you're doing is not illegal, as long as it's something that's going to benefit you in the future, just go ahead and do it. You know what you're looking for, you know what you're gunning for, so just go ahead. Like even if people are saying negative things like you're not going to be able to do it, you're not going to be able to achieve it and or whatnot, just don't listen to them. It's just people talking, and at the end of the day, success is the best middle finger. One of my friends actually told me that. So yeah, when you're doing you, when you're being yourself, eventually that thing that you're interested in, when it succeeds, that's all the noise that you need to make. You don't even need to shout it out to anybody or to anyone, right? Success is the best middle finger, guys. Take note of that. If there is anything that I regret about coming to Canada, it would be the taxes. The tax system is crazy, guys. It's like the more money you make, the more you get taxed, right? And sometimes I feel like you don't really get to enjoy your money in the way that you want, because you keep making all this money and the government keeps taking more and more of it in taxes. It's like you can't even drink water and keep your cup, right? Because every single thing is taxed. And even if the government is giving free money, for example, it's not completely free, because at the end of the day, they're still going to find a way to collect the money back. Case in point, COVID-19 benefits. Last year, when during the period of lockdown, the government was releasing a lot of funds to help people who had lost their jobs, or people who were out of jobs, people who were in school. There were so many benefits in different categories, and it all seemed too good to be true, because you could get free money from the government. I mean, I got some free money from the government, but at the end of the day, government came around and said that it's going to be taxed, and some of the money you collected, you would have to pay it back. Luckily for me, I didn't have to pay my own COVID-19 benefit back, but I know a lot of people had to, right? Because they found a way to tax you on the money that they gave you. The more you make, the more you keep getting taxed. So it almost looks as if you're not really enjoying what you're earning in full, because the government takes taxes. I wish they were a lot cheaper. I wish this place was like in Middle East, where they don't really tax you. Your money is your money. So whatever it is you're supposed to make, if you're supposed to make 5,000 in a month, that 5,000 exactly yours. There's no deduction from it. But yeah, if wishes were horses, right? My experience here has been so great, a blessing. There have been ups and downs, but at the end of the day, I am proud of myself. I am glad that I am where I am. I am glad that I'm doing me finally. I am getting things done. I'm working on my goals. I am doing things, achieving dreams that I ordinarily may not have been able to if I was still back in Nigeria. I've had a lot of opportunities and open doors, and I'm really very appreciative of that. I'm really very appreciative of Canada opening its doors for me to come in, as well as many other immigrants. And yeah, happy anniversary to me. This video might be all over the place, but I hope that it all made sense, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Like this video, share this video with all your friends and loved ones. Most importantly, guys, subscribe to my channel. Just click on that subscribe button that is down below for more videos like this. Also, turn on my post notifications so that you will never miss an upload. And with that, I'm going to be bidding you bye. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.